In the opening shots, we see a girl named M driving a car and talking on the phone with her beloved Kevin. At some point, the connection begins to be interrupted and the cell phone screen suddenly cracks out of the blue. Lee and Mike are expecting friends for dinner. Beth is already here and helping to cook. They are joined by M, who tells them about the cell phone incident. The news reported on Miller's Comet today and warned that strange things might be happening to the technology. When Mike said that Amir was bringing Lori to dinner, Anne was a little upset because Lori is Kevin's ex. Beth offered the friends a medicinal infusion of her own making, which included ketamine. Of course, everyone refused such a dubious dietary supplement. Finally, Kevin and Hugh, Beth's husband, arrived. Hearing that Lori was coming, Kevin perked up but turned it into a joke. Later, Kevin tells his sweetheart that he has to go to another city for 4 months because he has a contract with a publishing house. Kevin calls M to come with him, but she hesitates to go. Amir and Lori joined the company. They sat down at the table and began to talk about various topics. It turned out that no one had a signal. M told that a comet flew over Finland in 1923. According to the articles on the internet, that it influenced people and disoriented them. One woman went to the police, claiming that the man in the house was not her husband. Beth noticed that the furniture in the room was not according to Feng Shui. Everyone laughed at her oddities. Mike asked Lori what she does. It turned out that the girl has many interesting hobbies. She works with young people. And Mike used to be an actor and acted in the theater, and then for 4 years he starred in a popular television series. Lori asked M how her dancing career was going. M is a ballerina. Some time ago, she was offered the role of understudy for the best dancer in the world. Pride prevented her from agreeing to this, and another ballerina became the understudy. At the last minute, the main dancer refused to perform on stage, and eventually her understudy became world famous. When Kevin told a funny story about him and Lori, M became very upset. At one point, Hugh noticed that his cell phone screen was cracked too. There is still no connection. Suddenly the lights went out, and the company panicked. They had to light candles and get glow sticks so they wouldn't have to sit in the dark. It turned out that the lights were out in the whole neighborhood. Only the house, which is 2 blocks away, had electricity. The comet was very beautiful, and everyone stared at it mesmerized. Later, Hugh stated that he wanted to go to that very house. Maybe they have an electric generator. There is also the possibility that they have a functioning telephone. Amr decided to keep Hugh company. The rest were a little nervous, and to distract themselves, they talked about different things. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door, and they were frightened. However, no one was to be seen outside the window. Mike was able to start the power generator. Beth thinks they should go look for the guys, but they're back before the others can do anything about it. Hugh was a little wounded, and Amr brought a box he found near that house. The men looked worried. The friends tried to ask Hugh what he had seen through the window of that house, but he could not answer anything intelligible. Mike managed to open the box containing a ping-pong racket and numbered pictures of each of the company. Hugh finally admitted that he saw their doubles in that house. Kevin figured the guys were playing a joke on them. Either they had somehow gone around the house and knocked on their own door, but Hugh kept insisting that he and Amir had been 2 blocks away the whole time. Hugh intends to go back there and leave a note. Suddenly, the friends realized that there was someone at the door. When the unknown person left, they found a note with exactly the same text that Hugh had just written. Beth and Lee treated Hugh's wound. The rest of us tried to figure out what the numbers on the back of the pictures meant. Amir realized that his photo is from today because he bought this sweater a couple of hours ago. However, Amir was definitely not photographed. M seems it's her handwriting, though there's no way she could have written it. The girl is sure she is losing her mind. She also can't stop thinking about why Kevin remembered the story involving Lori and not her. Some decided to go check out what was going on in that house. They took glowing blue sticks with them so they wouldn't get lost. Mike realized that this was really his house, where their doppelgangers were located. Hearing noises, the company hurried away. At one point, they saw their twins with red sticks in their hands on the opposite side of the road. There was blackness separating them. The friends ran away. At home, they told the rest everything that had happened. Everyone was shocked. Hugh remembered that he had his brother's book on quantum physics in the car. Hugh and Kevin went to get it. Hugh read aloud about quantum decoherence, Schrodinger's cat, and parallel universes. There is a theory that whenever one is faced with a choice, the universe branches out. And these parallel universes should exist independently of each other. But perhaps due to the influence of the comet, realities got mixed up. When the comet passes, the parallel versions of each of them should in theory disappear. but some of the company is convinced that it is not so simple. In addition, it is still unclear why the doppelgangers left the box with the pictures. Mike wants to act and face his doppelganger, but the rest discourage him. The friends also realized that the realities are not identical. Their doppelgangers probably don't have the book yet, which means this conversation didn't happen. Kevin and Mike think they should get their hands on the book before it's too late, but Hugh disagrees. He is convinced that they should not interfere. Mike took Kevin aside and said he knew how to prevent all this. He will leave a note under the door of that house and blackmail himself with the provocative information related to him and Beth. That way the book won't get into that house. Lee said she felt nauseous after Beth's drops. When they remembered the medicinal infusion, the friends were horrified. They suspected that Beth might have put the drops in the food, causing a collective hallucination. Beth was shocked by these accusations, stating that she gave the drops to Lee because she asked her to. At one point, Em realized she was in a house from a parallel reality as Beth complimented Lee's interior, even though she had already said the same thing the night before the dinner. Meanwhile, Hugh and Amir had gone to a separate room. They had red sticks, which meant they weren't from this house. Kevin suspected something was wrong. His friend had only been gone 5 minutes, though he claimed to have been gone for 45 minutes while he left the note. Soon Hugh and Amir disappeared, taking the box and the book with them. It became obvious that realities were mixed up. Kevin wanted to go after the guys, but Em wouldn't let him. While Lee was doing the dishes, she complained to Beth that Mike had changed lately. He had given up his career as an actor and started drinking a lot. At this time, Lori decided to have a frank conversation with Kevin. They didn't know they were being overheard by Beth. Lori tried to convince her ex-boyfriend that Em wasn't right for him and kissed him. Kevin, however, said that he loved Em. Mike continued to get drunk, realizing that he had once again succumbed to his addiction. No matter what, the wife stayed by his side. Suddenly the lights went out again, and the friends lit candles. Outside the window, there was the sound of breaking glass. It sounded like someone had broken into the car. The friends went to see what was wrong. The glass on Hugh's car was broken. When Em was checking her car, she found the ring and put it on her finger. This ring had been given to her long ago by the beloved. When Em asked if anything was missing from Hugh's car, Kevin didn't understand what she was talking about. That's how Em realized she was facing Kevin from another reality. This threw her into horror. At the house, Em saw another Kevin, who wondered why the doppelgangers had broken the window, since they had taken the book long before. Through the window, the company saw Hugh and Amir holding blue sticks. The real Hugh and Amir finally returned. They told how they had seen their doppelgangers through the window of that house. The friends were perplexed because this had already happened. It turns out that there are many more parallel realities than two. In addition, the same note had been written at least 4 times. Beth suggested that the house should be marked in some way. To do that, they had to come up with some unique sign. The friends realized that the doppelgangers had thought of this earlier and used the box with the ping pong racket and pictures as the sign. The friends found pictures of each of them. Only Amir's picture was missing, so he was photographed right now. Rolling dice, they numbered each photo with a blue marker. They took a random object, a plate rack, as an additional sign. Deciding to check how different the numbers were from the pictures they had found earlier in the box, Anne was horrified to see that the writing was done in green marker. According to calculations, there could be more than 5 million parallel realities. Anne asked everyone to recall their numbers. Almost none of it matched the previous choices. Apparently, everyone in this house is from different realities, except Beth and Lee. It is urgent that each of them find the home, because when the comet passes, they will all be stuck in this reality forever. Suddenly, footsteps were heard outside the door. Hugh found the note from Mike, who was about to blackmail himself. Hugh realized that his wife and Mike had previously had a secret affair. Everyone but Hugh knew about it. Even Lee was aware of it. When the friends saw that Hugh's phone screen was not broken, they were convinced that he was from another reality. Everyone said what secret object had been placed in the box as a sign. Everyone had different options, which meant that they were all strangers in this house. However, Hugh was far more concerned about Mike and Beth's secret affair right now. Hugh attacked his friend, but he was quickly stopped. Suddenly, another Mike burst into the house and attacked the doppelganger. Lori became hysterical, and Em found a note on the door and walked out of the house. She went through the blackness, finding herself in a different reality. This happened several times. The comet was still visible in the sky. Em ended up at the house where dinner was still just beginning. None of the friends knew yet what kind of nightmare lay ahead of them. Em crept quietly into the house, a bottle of ketamine in her hand. When they heard the sound of breaking glass, the company went out to check what had happened. Everyone decided to check their cars. M of this reality put the ring on when suddenly the doppelganger attacked her and rendered her unconscious. M returned to the house as if nothing had happened. The friends went out to admire the comet, which was disintegrating. Suddenly, M saw her doppelganger, who woke up and crawled into the bathroom. M neutralized her copy and hid it in the bathtub behind the curtain. In the struggle, she lost the ring and removed the exact same ring from her doppelganger's finger. Her ring was left lying on the floor. M fainted when she went out to the friends and didn't wake up until morning. There was no double in the bathtub, but the car window was broken. The girl was called out by Kevin, who said he found her unconscious in the bathtub yesterday. Kevin handed the shocked M the ring. At that moment, he received a call from his beloved, who was supposedly standing next to him.